The Lincoln's Legends Podcast is proudly brought to you by MilesT-shirts.com. Top-notch printing at a great price. Welcome to the Lincoln's Legends Podcast. Welcome to a Lincoln's Legends Podcast demo episode. I'm sitting here with Ryan Murphy. Some may know him as Merf. Some may not know him at all. But if they don't, we're going to figure that out today. It is a beautiful October day. What is it, 24, 25?
I'd say it's 25.
25. I'm not sure when this is going to get posted. All episodes should go live on the 1st. Granted, fingers crossed everything goes right. It's a beautiful day. Normally we don't have weather like this. What is it, like 70?
No, this is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We're sitting out drinking outside, having a couple drinks in the beer garden.
So
you really couldn't ask for much better.
Let's see.
Weather.
We're talking about the Chive today, and it's an awesome organization. I only know it, and please don't be mad at it, but by boob pictures on the internet.
You know,
I'm not allowed to look at them. You know, if I explain this to my fiance and I'm looking at the tablet or the phone, and she's like, "Really? That's what you're doing with your life?" I promise it's for charity.
No,
how do I segue?
They're definitely the Chive itself, thechive.com, as it would be, is very much an entertainment website, and if you know anything about it, it started out as a humor blog back in 2007, 2008. Two brothers, John and Leo Rezig.
It's pretty awesome that you said 2007, but it's got momentum today. That is a huge stamp.
It's bigger. It gets bigger and better every day, and for an entertainment website that really, when it started out, gave nothing more than entertainment to people.
Yeah.
It's just the momentum, like you said, has just been growing ever since. But two brothers, John and Leo Rezig, started this humor blog back when blogging was cool.
Right.
And Leo lived in Chicago. John lived in Venice. Chicago, CHI, Venice, VE, hence thechive.com.
Gotcha.
And, you know, like when you go to like a lot of websites, you know, they reference places like collegehumor.com.
Absolutely.
College Humor offers a lot of the same things that Chive does. But you go to a funny gallery in College Humor, something as simple as you have to click next to see the next photo.
Yes.
Something as simple as that was literally kind of led to the creation of the Chive, because if you go to the Chive and you click on a gallery, you simply scroll to see the next picture. It's a little idea that kind of sparked what is now a very large online community that's almost turning into its own social community, social network.
I have seen that there are parties like nationwide, and I don't want to discredit it by any stretch of the imagination, but I would say it's awesome to see kids partying for charity.
Well, it started out, they would go to a big market, Chicago, New York, LA, San Francisco, and they would host meetups. They weren't parties, they were meetups. They were inviting people that follow the website to come and meet up with people that also follow the website. Let's meet up with people that have a common interest. But what they did is when they went into these large markets and these venues, they would make it have a charitable purpose to it. They'd find a local beneficiary, whether it be an organization or a person, charge a minimum donation at the door, do raffles, and start these parties. The Chive had held probably 5 or 6 of these large meetups, and then myself and Ryan Galligan here in Springfield were drunk one night at Marley's Pub and said, you know what, we should do our own.
That's pretty awesome.
Let's do a party. We were literally drunk in the back of Marley's, and that led to our first unofficial Chive meetup. This is before any other, before the Chive Illinois, before Chive chapters had sprung up all around the world.
Springfield was the first for the Illinois outside of Chicago?
Yes.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, when we got together, we were like, you know what, I want to make it as legit as possible.
Absolutely.
If we're going to call this an unofficial Chive meetup, let's reach out to the Chive.
Yeah.
I got the email of John Rezig. I emailed him, said, hey man, we want to do this benefit. We want to raise money for the Land of Lincoln Honor Flight. This is what we want to do. Do you support us? Can we have your expressed written consent
Absolutely.
to use the Chive,
Yeah.
KCCO, Keep Calm Chive On in our advertisements? And his response was one sentence, what do you need from me?
That's awesome. Literally not even met you, just said, hey,
Yeah.
you're going to use my name in a good light. And to have that kind of trust and community, that must blow your mind.
It was the fact that they sent us over $2,000 worth of merchandise from their website to just with no instructions. Here's $2,000
awesome.
in T-shirts. Do with it as you please.
That is amazing.
But don't hurt us.
Discretion.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It was
sure.
they had no at the time. It was do it, and we were probably all across the country. We were within the first 5 or 6 unofficial Chive meetups that were supported by the Chive. So we weren't the only ones thinking of this thing of let's
Absolutely.
throw benefits, but
Yeah.
let's get traction because of this website behind us.
Sure, yeah.
So we did it with a Marley's Pub Facebook page, our personal Facebook pages, no money spent. Our first benefit was held in December, the day after a snowstorm, and we had 400 or 500 people show up to Marley's Pub, and we raised $5,125
That's awesome.
in a matter of like 4 or 5 hours.
That is awesome. Tell me about the. We talked about one pass work. What's next for you and the Chive local Springfield chapter?
The Chive Illinois, we are.
Because I got to make sure that you're saying the Chive Illinois, but in my head I'm thinking like Chicago is also Illinois, and that's where the not corporate
No.
entity, but that's where the home base is.
No, actually, the home base is in Austin now.
Okay.
Home base is Austin.
Okay.
Chive headquarters is Austin, Texas.
Okay.
There are Chive chapters all over the world.
Yes.
Several
But
hundred.
you are in charge of the Chive Illinois chapters.
We are in charge of the Chive Illinois.
Whoa!
They-
Just pause it for a second. For
Yeah.
a entity of brothers that started, that one was from Chicago. How did you jump on that? And
It was as simple as these Chive chapters started popping up a little over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And people would be like, we're going to call ourselves the Chive San Diego,
Yeah.
the Chive
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan Porter, who I credit being the actual founder of the Chive Illinois, founded it on April 20th.
we'll get him in, I promise.
Yeah. April 20th, not by any design, but choosing
Absolutely.
420.
Yeah.
But he called me that day and said, Merf, I want you to be part of the Chive Illinois. And it was simply, we chose Illinois
Yeah.
as our title instead of Chive Springfield.
Ah.
We chose bigger and better.
Absolutely. Yeah. Big
And
picture.
There's a lot of other places, a lot of other Chive chapters that
Yeah.
are regional.
Ah.
We chose Illinois.
That's pretty awesome.
And that was April 20th of 2012. Fast forward now, 18 months later.
Yeah.
And we are the largest Chive chapter in the world. We have over 24,000 followers to our Chive chapter. And we are a bona fide chapter, meaning that the Chive itself, over the last year, have realized the importance of all of us chapters.
That's awesome.
We're spreading the good word and the quote unquote gospel of
Yeah.
the Chive. It's helping people through random acts of kindness,
Absolutely.
donations, little things like that. So we are a bona fide chapter. There's only 8 or 9 chapters in the world that are bona fide, and that basically means we are recognized by the Chive as
Yeah.
the best of the best.
Absolutely.
When
That's
we,
awesome.
when we need help for a benefit, they're going to give it to us, no question asked, because they know that we're not going to drag their name through the mud.
Yeah.
They know that we're going to represent them as we would represent ourselves,
Yeah.
with the utmost dignity and respect.
That's awesome. Let's do. Let's. I don't want to say pause, but let's switch gears.
Yeah.
And let's just talk about you. Some fun stuff. I would ask the question.
Ask.
What is your passion outside your profession? But we already went through that. Let's talk about some cultural fun things. Like, what's your favorite movie that's out right now? Like last year. I'm not talking about like this week in the theater, because they're not releasing a lot of good stuff, in my opinion.
I'll tell you what, one of the things with the Chive is everybody knows BFM's, Bill fucking Murray. Can we cuss on
Oh,
this?
you can do whatever you want. This is
All
on the internet.
Everybody knows the Chive's obsession with Bill
Can you
Murray.
explain that to me? 'Cause I
It's
don't know
nothing.
anything
It's
about it.
nothing more than they love Bill fucking Murray.
Okay, well that's fine.
They saw a picture of Bill Murray, thought it was awesome, contacted the photographer who took the picture of Bill Murray,
Yeah.
and asked them for their consent to put it on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And the Bill fucking Murray t-shirt, or the Bill 3D,
Yes.
is one of the most popular shirts that the Chive sells.
Yeah.
So that being said, I really want to see St. Vincent.
I agree.
I also, another radio host that I've listened to that I love is Howard Stern.
Yes?
And he just interviewed Bill Murray a couple weeks ago. It was one of the best interviews I've ever heard.
Well, yeah.
So
I love the random photos of the dude just showing up anywhere.
Dude, I want to live in South Carolina because he
hangs
crashes
out.
birthday parties, wedding
absolutely.
receptions.
But you were at the opening day when you threw the pitch. Because from what I understand, according to the internet, like you've actually shook the man's hand, so you can't be all butthurt about it.
I've held the man's hand.
What do you want to do? Have lunch with him? Like,
I'm kind of pissed that I didn't ask if I could have lunch with him. My wife and I were up there for our first or second wedding anniversary. My parents bought us opening day tickets for the Cubs. And it was the first time I'd ever been late to a Cubs game. We walk into the game after the middle of the first inning, and we go to buy a program.
Yeah.
And I see this guy walking. I'm like, that's Bill fucking Murray. How do you fucking like that? And minutes ago, minutes before that, there was the debate: do I wear a Chive shirt or do I wear a long sleeve shirt in my Cubs jersey?
Absolutely.
Well, I went Cubs jersey because it was opening day.
Sure.
10 minutes later, I walk into Bill fucking Murray. And literally about knocked my wife over. And you know my wife, she still gives me shit about it.
Oh, sure.
But I literally knocked her over and said, Mr. Murray, can I get a picture with you? And he told me he's like business first kid because he had to buy a program.
That's awesome.
So I offered.
Love the fact that he's a grown man. You're also a grown man. I mean, you can't see over the internet, so take a picture later. But you are not a child.
No.
He literally said business first kid.
Yeah.
Because you had the eyes, and you probably instantly became 8 years old.
Dude, I was
and you're watching
like, holy
Ghostbusters.
shit,
You're
like,
that
come
is
on,
Bankman. I don't care who's here or what time it is. I don't care if I'm gonna get hit on the way out.
And my wife still gets pissed off at me because I hand her to my camera. I'm like, all right, babe, get ready because he didn't say no. He buys his program,
Absolutely.
smacks me on my shoulder. He's like, let's do this, kid. And he just posed for a picture.
Awesome. Tell me, let's see. I got a question. If you were, and this is loaded, and you got to be careful. If you were mayor for a day in Springfield, what would you do or change? 24 hours. You have, like the purge. You can do whatever you want. I'm not saying negative. I'm saying you can do whatever you want for the day.
24 hours, mayor of Springfield. What do I want to change? Do the changes last then? If I make a change, do the changes stay with the city?
Stay awake. Dreams only last for a night.
I mean, I think I'd like to see a little bit more music entertainment available to the masses versus just one or two festivals, if you will.
What I have run into is that this is, I don't want to use the word or overuse it, but it's a melting pot.
We know
there's so much awesome talent here.
We know a lot of musicians.
Absolutely.
To the point where Springfield alone can hold talent shows that people outside of Springfield would be amazed.
They just don't have a platform.
They don't see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we saw, there was one of them that was here.
Absolutely.
Tonight. Absolutely.
Yes.
Without a doubt. And he doesn't necessarily need to be named because he's a very humble.
We have time to mention him in a later show. How's that sound? He may have his own show.
Well, that might be either a precursor or whatever. But
absolutely. Well, put a pin in it.
This is trouble, but I can tell you right now, he's one of my favorite musicians.
Sure.
And I'm not saying favorite musicians from Springfield.
You're saying culturally all around. I agree.
100%.
I agree.
If, he's on my iPod.
Absolutely.
He's on my white. It's one of those things where you meet these people that can express their feelings through written word and through music. And then you talk to them, and you're just like, they're just the same.
They're regular people, everyday people. I have lived and breathed and bled the local music scene. I'm very lucky to be able to be in that position. And I say lucky because, and we all make mistakes. We all go cause a ruckus, and then we all figure out, whoa, those people are awesome, and I love hanging out with people. I don't want to make a bad impression. So thankfully, I still get to have that position and talk to people like the position that I am today. And I'm glad that I have that platform because I agree. There's people that we know that have moved out to Austin, that have moved out to Louisiana, and they're fighting to get a spot to play on the stage there, but there's people that would play on the stages here every day that have that same type of talent. Let's see. I don't want you to throw anything under the bus. I don't want you to throw anybody under the bus.
Yeah.
But I want to have a small section called Lincoln's Losers. And this is for somebody
Losers.
that's like we've got the north side problems, the east side problems, the Springfield. Like, what's something that really just gets under your skin? Don't name names, but there's like a neighbor, like his dog poops in your yard. Like, what's something that you're, don't name names, be very,
Well, it's kind of hard to not name names, Mayor Houston, but, it's one of those things where you can't, you can't take a city that, like you just said, is a melting pot of, talent, and you have all these different opportunities for these talented people to showcase their talents, and then have somebody like Mayor Houston, piss all over the fucking parade.
We have a noise ordinance at 10:30 on a Friday because the people live next door.
You know what? Don't live downtown. Don't live above bars if you don't want to hear live fucking music.
You knew what this was. You knew what you signed up for.
No, and the thing is, the problem is, and also this aforementioned mayor said that he was going to be a one-term. He was going to promise everybody a one-term and I'm done. Well, now he's already lied to you once.
Absolutely.
He's got a complete section of his constituents hate him already because he's lied to him multiple times. And
I feel that there's a part that hate him that would be our demographic, but there's lots of old money that we can't fight against. Because from what I understand, the chick that owns the Blackhawks lives in Springfield. Like, those people have...
The Wirtz family is around the area.
So we can't change the laws because we don't have the funding.
The problem is, like, all of our pocketbooks together barely amount to, like, one of their pocketbooks.
Well, sure. Yeah.
That's the only thing that kind of sucks, but...
You know what? Let's not end on a down note. I'm glad that you posted the Lincoln's Losers. Now, the floor... You like that? You do. The floor is open for your plugs. We're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
The Chive Illinois, I'm sure, are you going to be posting our links to
Absolutely.
our Facebook and
but
Twitter?
It's always nice to let people know that they're here.
Yeah, we the Chive Illinois. You can find us on Facebook at Facebook/the Chive Illinois spelled out. You can catch us on Twitter at the Chive IL. We've got benefits going on. Usually we do 2 or 3 benefits a year. Over the past 2+ years, our organization has been able to raise, close to $30,000 for local beneficiaries.
That is amazing.
Those are benefits that we host. Now, we've been part of other associations and other benefits to where if we include everything as part of planning processes, we're closer to $60,000, $70,000. Awesome. We got more things coming on. We're going to be doing a music festival in the spring, late spring. Woo! We're doing our own music festival.
Piqued my interest.
Not in Springfield, though.
That's fine.
But we can
export. For once, we can export our talent because talent has been imported for every major local music festival.
We're going to do something fun, and we've already got a couple of different bands that have signed on to do it. It's just a matter of picking a weekend that works best for everybody. We've got benefits coming up. Just follow the Chive Illinois on Facebook, Chive Illinois.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. We're going to wrap it up. Love you like the brother from another mother. All right, buddy. We're out. The Lincoln's Legends Podcast, where the Governor's Mansion and Bel Air Manor always have vacancy.